Ladies, let me tell you what I learned when I was dating. When you're dating a guy, don't say, let him prove to you who you are, who he is. For example, don't say, oh, I want a man to lead. Oh, I want a man to be a provider. He'll show you who he is, and you'll know very early on, like maybe date 2. After the second date, maybe even the first date. You'll know. You should know the first day if you're picking up on the right cues, but some of us can be a little delulu, including myself in the past. Date 2, you should know if this is the type of man that you can take into the future with you. You're not going to know all of the specifics, but stuff that is important to you, and you see that he does not already possess that quality, you don't teach him. You let him show you who you is. Because if you're 40 plus, you've already should know better. You've been through enough things to know what you want and what you don't want. You're probably divorced, or you're probably a widow, or whatever. So at this stage, you probably be married twice, so you already know, divorced twice, you probably already know what you're willing to accept and not accept. You probably got a couple of children. So you are an evolved woman. You've seen some to know what you're not going to accept. For example, and this may be harsh, but hey, you know what you want. Be single forever. You got to have that. If I don't find if my husband that God sent to me is not for me, then I'm okay with being single till God says it's yes. And this is what you do. For example, you know you like flowers. You know you want a romantic man. You know this man is 45, 50 years old. He should know this by now. You go on a date with him. He don't have flowers. This is what you do. You walk in, you let it be known that you're there, and you say this to him. Because you might be helping the next woman out if you have that kind of time. You say, I'm sorry. I like men that are romantic. And you showing up with no flowers is telling me everything I need to know. I can't go further. Have a good night. And exit. Or you can say whatever you want to say, but you let him know, hey, or you could be long with it and say, hey, I'm 40 years old. I know what I want at this stage in life. If you really like this guy, like if you just met him and you think there's a connection, you can say this. I'm 40 years old. I've been around the world for a while. I know what I want and I don't want. I like a masculine man who is romantic. And you showing up with not even the bare minimum is an issue for me. So I'm good. Have a good night, though. Go. Don't tell him. Don't say nothing. Don't say, I want this kind of man. I want that kind of man. Because at this stage, he should be old enough to know better. He should have been through the same situations where he's been divorced, messed up, whatever, had a lot of women. He should know better when you're 40 plus. Or his mama taught him right. Showing up on a first date with no flowers, or whatever you think that man should be, whatever you like. And I don't want to hear, oh, I didn't tell him. No, baby. At a certain age, he should just know. Sorry his mama didn't teach him, but he should know. Don't tell him nothing. Don't tell him where you work. Don't tell him how much you make. Because if you tell him I'm just going to say an insurance adjuster, that's easy access to knowing what you make. If you're in healthcare, just say I'm in healthcare. If you're in legal, just say I'm in legal. If you're in pharmaceuticals, just say I'm in the pharmaceutical industry. Don't tell him exactly what you do, because he's plotting. I mean, not saying he's plotting, depending on the kind of man he is. He's data collecting information that he don't need to know about right now. If you live in a well-do area, don't tell him that. Like, for example, where my area, if you live in Midlothian, you got money. Don't say you live in Midlothian. Say, I live very close by, or I live near the city. Whatever you want to say. Don't give them any ideas. I'm telling y'all, don't say nothing. You just sit back and watch the type of man that he is, or he presents himself to be. And if you know that that's not what you want, girl, keep going, because that will waste your time. It will put you in a situationship, and you will be brokenhearted in 3 months. You will constantly be seeking more out of him, and he had already shown you from the beginning that he does not even do the bare minimum as a man. You already know masculine providers, protectors, leaders, they don't do that. Don't whine and say, I want a man to lead. A masculine man already knows this. You don't have to say anything. Just like you don't have to tell a feminine woman how to be feminine. You don't have to say a word. You show up, they know. He show up, he should bring his A game of who he really is. And him not showing up with bare minimum, opening the door, having flowers or whatever is valuable to you, that tells you what you need to know. So be quiet. Don't say nothing about yourself. People say, well, this is mind game. This is playing games. What you think dating is? It's data collecting. Say less. If nothing else from this little thing I'm doing, say less. Shut up. Let him do the talking. And you just stay in your feminine energy. You stay soft. You look pretty. You smell good. And you have a goddess mindset. And watch who shows up and who leaves.